Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
Let's examine what other properties we can change for our text boxes and placeholders. If you select the text box or placeholder, and then choose Format from the menu bar, and select the bottommost command, you'll be presented with the Format Object dialog box. Notice that there are more tabs than simply colors and lines. There's also the Size tab. If you click on this tab, you can see here that we can set the height, width, and rotation of the text by typing them into the available boxes or using the spinner buttons at the right of each one. You can also type a percentage in either the height or width text boxes under the Scale section. That's useful to make the object a percentage of its current size. If you check the Lock Aspect Ratio checkbox, that ensures that when you increase or decrease the height, for example, you'll also increase or decrease the width, which prevents warping. It's actually more important usually with pictures than text boxes. Now the Picture tab will be grayed out, since we don't have a picture in the text box. But it is useful to note that this is the exact same dialog box we use to format our pictures. On the Position tab, you can set the position of the object on the slide horizontally and vertically, under the horizontal and vertical spinners, from either the top left corner or the center of the slide. Usually most people just click and drag on the object's border to move it around, but you could use this tab too if you felt like it. On the Text Box tab, we set additional properties for our selected text box. So at the top, you can use the Text Anchor Point drop-down to select what side the object the text will anchor to. So text can anchor to the top and then expand down, the middle and expand up and down, the bottom and expand up, top and be centered, middle and be centered, or bottom and be centered. In the internal margin, you can set the internal margin within the text box or placeholder by using the spinner buttons that are available to set the left, right, top, and bottom margins. Below that we have three checkboxes. If you check the Word Wrap Text in AutoShape, that lets you type into the placeholder and have the text automatically wrap itself when it hits the right edge of the text box. If you check Resize AutoShape to fit text, then as you type additional lines in the text box, it expands vertically to accommodate the additional text. You could also check the checkbox for Rotate Text within AutoShape 90 degrees to rotate the text 90 degrees. Also, some people ask, why are you not able to vertically resize certain types of text boxes? Well, if a text box or a placeholder has the Resize AutoShape to Fit Text option selected on the text box tab, then you will not be able to vertically resize the box because it's set to always fit to the text. So if that's occurring to you and you're finding it frustrating, select the object, choose Format, Placeholder, or right-click and choose Format Placeholder. Or if it's a text box, the command will simply read Format Text Box. On the Text Box tab, uncheck the Resize AutoShape to Fit Text, click OK, and note that at that point you would then be able to vertically expand the text box. Another thing to note is once you'd made any settings for your placeholders or your text boxes, note that on all of these tabs there's a little checkbox in the lower left corner that says Default for New Objects. If you make any settings, check that box and click OK, then whatever settings you have currently selected will be the default settings for all future objects of that type that are created. So once again, whenever you have the settings you like selected, you would just click OK. So be careful with that, because if you have the incorrect settings, such as no fill and no line, and make that the default for new objects, when you draw new objects in the future, you might not be able to see them. So little problems like that can arise. Once again, once you've completed your changes, click Click OK to accept them, cancel to cancel the previewed changes, or preview to just see how they would look like without committing.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.